I arrived home in the early afternoon. The taxi driver unloaded my suitcase and waited for a tip I forgot to give. I stood on the front step longer than necessary, listening. The house sounded wrong. No plastic cars skidding across the floor. No muffled curtain crosses leaking from the living room. No running feet. Just the refrigerator hum and the faint ticking of the kitchen clock. I told myself he might be napping. Or out with my mother. She stayed with us while I was away. It had made sense then. Temporary help. Family support. I unlocked the door and stepped inside. His shoes were still by the mat. The ones with the crooked Velcro strap he never fastened right. His jacket hung on the hook, too low for an adult. Still smelling faintly of apple juice, my chest tightened, but my breathing stayed even. I set my suitcase down carefully. Too carefully, Mom. I called. She appeared from the kitchen, drying her hands on a towel. Calm. Unrushed. Like this was any other day. You're early, she said. Where's my son? She looked at me for a moment, measuring. Then she sighed, as if I had asked something inconvenient. He's with your sister. I waited. Silent stretch. She didn't fill it. For how long? I asked. My mother folded the towel. Placed it on the counter. Her movements were deliberate. It's time for him to live with his real family. The words didn't register all at once, they landed in pieces. Time. Real family. I am his family. She shook her head gently. Not angry. Certain. You've been gone for 6 months. He needs stability. A mother at home. A proper structure. I thought of the video calls. The bedtime stories read through a screen. The nights I stayed up in hotel rooms just to catch him awake for 5 minutes. I had counted days. He had counted stickers on a chart. I was working. I said. And we helped. She replied. Now it's our turn to do what's best. Something in me went quiet then. Not numb. Focused. Where is he? I asked again. At your sister's place. He's settled in already. Settled. As if children were furniture, I didn't raise my voice. I didn't argue. I asked for water. My mother looked relieved by my calm and handed me a glass. Your sister's been planning this for a while. She said too casually. She's always wanted a child. You know that. The glass shook slightly in my hand. I set it down. Planning what, exactly? My mother hesitated, then shrugged. The paperwork. The name change. It's simpler if it's done early. The room tilted. Not enough to knock me over. Enough to sharpen everything. You don't get to do that, I said. She smiled. Patient. The smile she used when I was a child and didn't understand things yet. You already have. I nodded. Once, I went upstairs and closed the bedroom door. Sat on the edge of the bed. I didn't cry. There would be time for that later, maybe. I took my phone out and scrolled through photos of my son. Mud on his knees. Missing teeth. A grin too big for his face. Then I started making calls. I didn't call my sister. Not yet. I called my lawyer first. The one who had helped me draft my custody documents when his father left. I explained slowly. Clearly, I stuck to facts. There was a pause on the other end. Did you authorize this? She asked. No. Do they have legal guardianship? No. Another pause. Shorter this time. Stay calm, she said. Do not confront them yet. I almost laughed. Calm was the only thing holding me upright. Next. I called the daycare. Asked who had picked my son up the past week. They told me. Cheerfully. My sister's name was already on file. Added 3 weeks ago. I thanked them. Hung up. Wrote it down. By the time I went back downstairs, my mother was watching television. I'm going to get him. I said. You'll only confuse him. She replied without looking at me. I picked up my keys. You should be grateful. She added. Your sister can give him a full family. 2 parents. A home without interruptions. I stopped at the door. Already has a home, I said. You just decided it wasn't enough. She didn't respond. My sister opened the door smiling. That smile faltered when she saw me. Oh, she said. You're back. I stepped inside without asking. My son was on the floor, lining up toy trains. He looked up. His face lit up in disbelief, then confusion. Mama. He said. I knelt and held him. He smelled the same. He always did. My sister hovered behind us. We didn't think you'd mind. She said. He needs permanence. I stood slowly, my son still in my arms. He's coming home. I said. She crossed her arms. You can't just. I can. I replied. She reached for him. I stepped back. Don't, I said quietly. Her face changed then. She saw something she hadn't expected. Not anger. Certainty. The knock came 10 minutes later, an official. Neutral. Clipboard in hand, my mother's voice rose. My sister started crying. I said variants were reviewed. Names checked. Custody confirmed. The authority didn't yell. Didn't threaten. Just stated facts. My sister's plans collapsed in that small living room. The air went thin. My mother looked at me like she was seeing a stranger. My son held my neck tightly as we left. That night I tucked him into his own bed. He asked why Grandma was mad. She made a mistake. I said, "Are you staying?" He asked. "I'm staying." Later, alone in the kitchen, I felt the weight finally settle. Not relief, something heavier. Understanding. Some things don't break loudly, they fracture quietly, permanently. My mother hasn't apologized. My sister doesn't call. I don't chase either of them. I wake my son every morning. Pack his lunch. Walk him to daycare myself. They underestimated me, they won't again.